here and turmoil there. How does it matter? I have a pen. Corruption here, corruption there. How does it matter? I have a pen. Some complain and some regret. Some complain and some regret and yet some retreat. But how does it matter? I have a utopian pen. I have a utopian pen. So with this, welcome back again to Pen of Utopia. Back with our motives and intentions based on the cosmo-ideological psychiatrism of the solar system, where we have come so far, discussing about various instances, discussing about various operations and various, the kind of debating points put up forward by various great civil society members and the administrative mechanism as well. And I would like to specify over here, if I'm talking about certain changes in the political arena, it's not about coming up with modification demand in the political agendas or political decisions, but rather it's just talking about within the precincts of the political spectrum. Because that determines that each and every step of mine shall determine the fate of progress and development that my country shall achieve in various sectors at the global index reports. And we should be proud of it. But when our steps should be in accordance to what our mind speaks and what our pen writes. Now here, talking about even in my previous videos that I have made based on such system, that how they are actually hindering the morality and the work ethics that have to be taken under considerations, is somewhere disheartening us and creating pangs in each and every Indian right now. If you talk about this pandemic situation, it's just a year. But before that, what? When we had a normal situation, when the consequences were to work and to improve in the loopholes, where were we? Where were those leaders? Where was that section 34 of oaths and the taking ceremonies of such leaders? We bestowed upon the responsibility of the entire nation. And that nation, that's the main foundation of culture and ethics, is seen to be crying like anything at this particular point of time. And when I'm talking about the parliament, a simple justification to this is because being the temple of democracy, the kind of sanctity we look up over there during these times is quite disheartening again. Because people are fighting not for ethos. They're not fighting for ethos, but they're just fighting for delays. And this is how I would like to talk about such sort of democrats and autocrats creating dismantling in the society, and what they get in return is just the shooting up of the federal system that the constitution shouts. Now again, taking your attention to the fact few days back only, when there was deliberation regarding the farmers bill that was being first promoted in the Lok Sabha and then in the Rajya Sabha, being the ordinance, the kind of allegations that were being put up, and then came the APMC or the MSPs or the village aggregators, various pointers being raised, but never or ever the very own decision taken by the center or by any of the particular ministries, there was nothing as such of practicality or rationality to be pointed out, that the center or that particular ministry be forced to actually reconsider the decision. So this is where the practicality and rationality is fading away, and we need to actually imbibe this and keep it intact on that ground. Because see, people are making remarks without thinking anything. Like how in connotation to Jai Jawan and Jai Kisan, they are talking that soldiers, they are being killed at the Galwan Valley, and then the farmers, they are being killed in the Parliament House. I mean, such a blot on the sanctity of the Parliament. For the very first time, I would like you all to know that how the Speaker of the Lok Sabha was forced to use Article 373 of the Constitution to move out 2 members of Congress for raising certain derogatory slogans in the session of the Parliament House. And see, that's the temple of democracy. Now what it is, if you make remarks, there will be judicial reviews regarding you. But the bitter truth, it cannot be hidden away. It's our bitter truth. But we tend to stop accepting the same. How all these proceedings are taking place, how the opposition is regarding the center, how the center is regarding the opposition. The situation is quite critical, and it's as simple as anything. But it has become so casual that we tend not to observe it even when it's happening right in front of our eyes, and we call ourselves as civil society members, we call ourselves as the active members and want to be a part of the governance. But what if we choose the governance, and what if we tend to ignore the fact that it's against the functioning of the healthy democratic processes? There's no healthy deliberation anymore. There's no worship of democracy anymore. So my question for today is as simple as anything. That is this the kind of psychiatrism we dreamt of, or our freedom fighters dreamt of? Think, and I'll be back. Thank you.